Your data, my data, their data. The internet is one of the marvels of humanity. In just a few decades, it has transformed almost every aspect of our lives. Almost everything that is available somewhere in reality is available online. We can talk to friends on the other side of the world, we can find that rare item we've been looking for years to find, and we can apply for jobs without having to hand out CVs in person. However, corporations and governments have realized how great the internet can be for them too. They can find out what you like and what you don't like, they can sell you things 24 hours a day, they can pinpoint exactly where you are and what you're doing, and they can stop you saying things or knowing things that they don't like. Whenever you use the internet, you give out data about you. Some you choose to give out, some you don't. It's this data that people want. In the information age that we live in, data means power. Out of the top 10 brands on the internet, 5 are search engines. Out of the top 5 companies on the internet, 4 are search engines, and the remaining one is the United States government. These institutions are all keen to gather as much data as possible. It is open knowledge that Google has vast data centers all over the United States that simply save as much data as possible. Not only from Google searches, but from whatever source they can find. That's their business, and that's how they are so good at what they do. But what if that information was used against you? It recently emerged that the US government forced Google to hand over data of one of its users who volunteered for WikiLeaks. The ISP tried to fight the order, but was overwhelmed in court. The person in question had no say whatsoever about what information was given over about him. So, what happens when you browse the internet? What information are you giving out? What information are you giving out without knowing it? Obviously, when you go to a website and put in, for example, your name, email address, or real address, the website will be saving that information about you. It's your choice to give out that information, but in order to register for websites or purchase things, you generally have to give out these details. Once we give over these bits of information, we trust that website not to give out our data to others and to also adequately protect that information from hackers. So, that's the information you know you're giving out. What about what you don't know you're giving out? When you browse the internet, your computer is actually giving away all sorts of data about you. The one most people have heard about is the IP address. This is a number that relates to your internet connection. If required, your ISP can pinpoint a physical address to an IP address. Most websites record this data. They do this to track how users browse their website, which pages are most popular, and what websites users came from and then go to afterwards. What you might not know is that both the website and your computer stores a little packet of data about your surfing habits called a cookie. Websites keep this data, so when you go back to the website, they recognize the user and can load the user's saved data. You see this in action when you go to Facebook in an internet cafe and see the names of all the people who have logged on before you. The cookie can contain enough information about you to allow someone else access into your online accounts, which means it needs to be protected from hackers. You can protect the version on your own computer yourself, but you have no say over the one stored by the website. Even if you turn off cookies, the websites you browse may still keep a cookie containing your information and save it for the next time you return. If you want to increase your privacy, or you do not trust the website you want to visit with your data, then you can go through an anonymous proxy server. An example of this is Ultrasurf, which was originally designed to enable internet users in China to bypass the country's strict internet censorship laws. A proxy server acts as a middleman between your computer and the website. All your browser requests are sent to the proxy server, forwarded onto the website, back to the proxy server, and then back to you. However, an anonymous proxy server will delete all your personal information along the way, such as IP address, cookies, and other data. As well as protecting your privacy, it also means that you are safer from spyware, malware, and hacking. Even if you protect your privacy using these methods, you still cannot guarantee other people will not get hold of your data. Governments around the world requested user data from Google more than 14,000 times over just 6 months in 2010, with 4,601 of those from the US government alone. The user has absolutely no say over whether that data is given up, and the majority of requests are accepted. There's only one way to stay truly and completely anonymous when browsing the internet on your computer. Turn it off.